Yes, guys, so we are finally made it. We are finally back again for the second reaction video I did on this YouTube platform. Welcome to this Brbptv. Be real, be positive television, brothers and sisters. And of course, the previous one is on none other than the Mr. Lick's reaction, guys. I'll link will be in the first comment in the comment box below, guys. So definitely check that vibrations out. Pretty much after this video, I would appreciate that right there. And of course, welcome to each and every one of you guys who've tuned into another vibrations. Don't forget to do what? Hit that like button, brothers and sisters. Hit that like button. And of course, with that said right there, let us get into the vibrations for today right now. Now, brothers and sisters, I actually did a reaction yesterday, and of course, Mr. Lick's family sent me, Steel's Kitchen sent me this rather interesting voice note, video, or reaction to my channel. So I'm reacting to him, reacting to my video. That's interesting right there, brothers and sisters. So let us see what he has to say right there. And he made an important point that I must point on to you guys right there.
Doesn't help the people. You're supposed to serve the people. It seems like the people at the back end. Let's make the tourists come first.
Mr. Licks, I have a concern.
What's your concern?
People will find out their way.
No,
brothers and sisters, you have to cater to the people.
So somebody apparently was watching it with you.
Mr. Licks, I have a concern. You know how long they have on the manifesto about a cruise ship berth? Do you know how long on that manifesto, every 5 years, they talk about a cruise ship berth, Mr. Licks? Come on, man, Mr. Licks.
That's true.
Dominica have less primal papai.
That's true, bro.
Just like the airport, you know how long they've been saying they're going to make a cruise ship berth, Kenfield will be a cruise ship berth. Every election, the manifesto, but yet we still have boats going to Focole in the mix of containers. People have to walk. They're just not looking professional on our side when it comes for tourism, Mr. Licks.
That's true.
All what you're saying there is 100% the truth, brother. It's not looking good.
I try my best.
It's not. Every country making somewhere their boats can dock for tourism, and Dominica on the port where you have
it's like everything is cramped.
Containers, man.
Yeah. So one of the things that he pointed out right there is, why didn't they look into Kenfield? Why don't they make like there's not much is happening in Kenfield. Probably a plane comes in once or twice, if all that, per week, brothers and sisters. Why didn't they use Kenfield? Kenfield has a nice set-apart area where you don't have to necessarily make the people dock exactly in that area when planes are flying in there. But there could also always be scheduled times where the plane will come land and then leave, and then that's it for the day. Now, on the basis, if they actually made a place further up the airport where cruise ship could come and dock and so forth right there, I think it's definitely possible. Or if not, further up, going to Massac region, they could do it on the other end. There's a wide expanse of land outside of the airport where you could make a cruise ship move there. People dock, you come in, and the flow of traffic will continue because everything will take place inside of the airport. But if we had people who were thinking properly to proactively look at these things, then this could happen. But then again, we need money to do these things, and then the question here is, does Dominica have money? Or is somebody holding up Dominica's money, allowing Dominica to not be able to get that monies or access to that monies? It is interesting times I believe in, brothers and sisters, especially considering that there's a constant turmoil when it comes on to cruise ship coming in and blocking the traffic. It's like these people who block the areas so that the tourists can come in and so forth. They don't care about the citizens. It seems like they don't care about the citizens. They block off a whole area that would allow free-flowing traffic to go through and stop hindering the progress. Brothers and sisters, you never come in and you see, first of all, they have, but I'm not even going to talk about the tents situation right there. That self is mind-blowing to me. But brothers and sisters, even the tents, they could have certain areas in Kenfield where they can actually utilize that, put the tents there. And when the tourists come in off, they get the vendors and everything. They pass through the vendors if they want to buy something. Or even they're going back. Even they are going back, they can pass through all the vendors and so forth. Make the thing properly. I remember seeing one of the spots, St. Martin, I think it is. St. Martin has that exactly the way it is. They hop off the cruise ship boats, then they come out, and they pass through the vending village, so to speak. The tourist village, where they pass through everything. But the way things are set up on Bayfront, everything is on the side. The tourists don't get to pass through everything to see if they can actually get something that they actually want, or might see something that will attract them. There's none of that stuff. the way that things are is just back to front. It's not beneficial to Dominica at all. The people at the helm of everything, they don't seem to be thinking properly. It's like things just getting from bad to worse. Bayfront was a place where people come and pull up, chill and relax. Not all these kind of things are taking place. All these things should be gone. They're talking about they're trying to beautify Bayfront and they put the same tents back. I say I wasn't going to talk about, but Kenfield is a good place to put this stuff. True or false, brothers and sisters? What do you think about Kenfield having this stuff set up? So everything can take place behind fence and the normal flow of traffic will come out. When the buses bring the tourists out to go wherever they want to go, it's a continuous flow of traffic instead of a constant blockage, especially if the police is out there trying to stop people to look for license because they don't want to go. Boy, I don't know, brothers and sisters. Anyways, somebody just sent me a message there, and I think I'm going to post it up for you guys, so hold on. So yes, guys, as clearly seen right there apparently is an individual that missing. I also heard of another individual, a 13-year-old that apparently has gone missing for about a week now, from my understanding. I remember some time back, some two boys went missing as well, but they found the boys in Guadeloupe. So maybe that's where the other individual goes. Sometimes they say things are hard. That's what the boys were saying. Things are hard in the Commonwealth and they had to escape to go somewhere else and they found them in Guadeloupe, from my understanding right there, brothers and sisters. But apparently from the information I actually can bring forth right there, there's another individual, Anthony Lee. That's interesting. Anthony Antonelli. Oh, okay, that must be a nickname right there. AKA Nelly. Oh, okay. Anthony Prosper. Age 74 has gone missing. His height is 5 feet 8 inches. And of course lives, his address is in the La Plaine area. He's dark skinned in complexion, slim, bald headed, walks with slow gait, and legs are K-shaped. So he must have some sort of bone issue of sorts. Anyways, Anthony was last seen at his home in La Plaine on Friday, 26 January 2024. That is about 4 days ago, sometime after 9 p.m., wearing a pair of short blue jean pants with gray shirt and green sandals. Does he have any sort of mental issues? I mean, when you reach at a certain age, sometimes people can go off of that sort. Or he himself probably fed about Dominica, bro, let me go Guadeloupe. I don't know if that is the case, but anyone have any information of his whereabouts, pretty much must contact the call 911. Okay, we have 911 in Dominica, or the La Plaine police station. I guess 911 will be the main station, main area. That's the numbers that you've seen right there. Criminal Investigation, CID, are these numbers that you can clearly see right there. If you cannot see clearly, brothers and sisters, I'm bringing it to you right there. So make sure you see clearly. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. All right, brothers and sisters, so this is one of the individuals. I also heard of another individual. I haven't gotten the pictures and stuff, so when I do, I will definitely let you guys know. Hopefully these individuals are found. Prayers go up for these individuals right there and then. Anyways, guys, let's continue on the vibrations, for which we must bring you something rather interesting that I actually mentioned some time back. And apparently EU is meeting with the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, OECS, regarding CBI, Citizenship by Investment Program, concerned about Dominica's low-cost, high-level approach. Let me read that again. Dominica's low-cost, high-volume approach. Remember, EU had a whole thing about that right there. The EU, European Union, has reportedly expressed apprehension over Dominica's low-cost, high-volume model of its citizen CBI program. This is according to a report from the online migration industry newspaper, Investment Migration Insider, IMI, which says EU representatives, including its head of visa policy and its liaison in Barbados, met with representatives of countries in the Caribbean with CBI programs in Dominica. With CBI programs in what? Met with representatives of countries in the Caribbean with CBI programs in Dominica. Oh, they met in Dominica. Okay. Last week, to discuss concerns about their program. The meeting took place in Dominica, Intercontinental Resort, Carbridge, Dominica, Portsmouth, 8 days ago, brothers and sisters, January 2022, 2024, and were attended by heads of the Caribbean CBI unit and, of course, Attorney General from countries with CBI program, namely Dominica, St. Kitts and Nevis, Antigua, Grenada, and well, maybe there's a mistake there. Antigua, Grenada, and Antigua. Okay, IMI, of course, is none other than Investment Migration Insider. Said its sources stated the meeting were to discuss the future of visa-free scan travel. That's pretty much, some of you guys saw me on my scan journey. Scan gen. I don't know how to pronounce that word, because I'm thinking of the school scan and gen area, brothers and sisters. Yeah, anyways, scan and gen travel. EU concerns about the CBIs and other matters. The meetings were described as initial and early stage. So pretty much in the early stages that they're talking about right there. I remember back in the day, the EU literally made the stipulation and say if we want to continue visa free, we have to, of course, maintain our national security. So it's not just saying, oh, anybody can come, you know, and from other countries and just buy passport and come in, and it's low. Passport is what, $50,000, $100,000, whatever it is, brothers and sisters. You just bind that and then we can just gain access. Who knows with the kind of people that is coming in? Okay, so I think that that is very much a big issue right there. They also name stipulations stating certain things that's supposed to happen. And like I said, if I don't think Dominica is going to follow it at all, because, you know, Dominica already say these people cannot bully, you know. Anyways, the EU has reportedly made it clear while there is no imminent threat to visa-free scan engine access for the Caribbean 5, revocation of such travel privileges could be among the consequences if the EU's European Union's misgivings about the region's CBI program are not addressed and met, because they name, I think, about 8 of them, 8 things. And one of the things that they definitely want is that the CBI program, the funds raised from the CBI program need to go where? It need to go to the host country. That's what the exact words were. It needs to go back. All funds raised from CBI needs to go back to the host country. So they knows there's some cocoa macaque going on when it comes on to the situation right there. And it was Lennox Linton who actually brought it out to a number of us who were unaware, stating that there are monies overseas. And then I think Anthony, what's his name? Tony Astafans admitted that there's monies being saved outside there. I also heard, I think it was Reginald Austri who stated that sentiment, stating that they were Skerrit had the vision to see, you know, he saved some monies overseas, and then when these things happen, he just didn't know how he could have such visions. But he didn't envision somebody potentially taking the monies and holding it hostage. You don't envision that one. Well, what I know now, I just saying what. Anyways, brothers and sisters. So, if continue of particular concern of the EU or potential national security, as just mentioned, that's a given right there. And immigration risks associated with the granting of citizenship to individuals, the EU does not wish to grant access to Europe. Yeah, it's like having access. Hey, they deny. That actually happens with Europe. That's why Europe banned the access from Dominica to have visa-free access to Europe. Not Europe, Britain, London. Yeah, brothers and sisters, it's very interesting because they literally canceled these individuals when they applied for visa. They canceled them. They didn't want them to come in. Then they went to Dominica, obtained the Dominica passports, took the Dominica passports and flew into to UK, which is rather interesting right there. So national security is definitely a concern for the countries, especially when they do not want to have certain access to certain places for whatever reason. Sorry about that, guys. I had to sneeze. Anyways, guys, let's continue right there. Moreover, at least during the meeting with Dominica, the EU expressed apprehension about the low-cost, high-volume model of the CBI adopted in the last few years. A model they say where risk has been exacerbated by the prevalence of irregular but tolerated discounted schemes. Interesting stuff. The IMI reported state that during the meeting with Dominica, the EU representative said they would like to see the Caribbean programs raise their prices by any order of magnitude to obtain similar level of CBI revenue, but from a much smaller volume of applications. Yes, raising the prices would allow less and less people to be able to obtain these passports. So they're pretty much saying, okay, raising the prices, not, okay, if your price is 100 and there are, you know, 100,000 people that can afford $100,000, you can raise the prices to probably 300,000. and then less people will be able to obtain that because it'll have a lesser pool with the individuals who have access to $100,000. That makes sense, right there. Thus dissipating just any and everybody being able to buy passports. It's so cheap that family members can just come together and buy passports and boom, boom. So that's one of the things that they're trying to put. In recent times, the EU Commission has publicly expressed concern over CBI program in the Caribbean. A report issued October 18, 2023 gave I actually read that, for first time a glimpse of the magnitude of these programs in Antigua Barbuda, Dominica, Grenada, St. Kitts and Nevis, SNV, and St. Lucia. I said at the time the report 88,000 passports have been sold by these 5 countries, with Dominica selling 34,500, which is 4 times more than what the government of Dominica has publicly reported. So this is what EU Commission is publishing. So there's some sort of cocoa macaque taking place within this vicinity, brothers and sisters, and we need to be mindful of that when things are happening. 88,000 passports sold within 5 countries, and Dominica sold almost half, 34,500 passports, which is 4 times more than what the Dominica government of Dominica has publicly reported. What they are publicly reported. They're supposed to report all these things, but they only reporting a quarter of this, which says a lot that the Dominican, this is more than what the Dominican government has. The Dominican government, apparently, according to this thing, is not being forthright and fair. So EU has to come in and say, hey, hold up. All right then. This high rate of sale of passports, which offers visa-free access to member states, can, according to the EU, result in risk or threats to the public. Pretty much what I just said right here. Risk to the public policy of or internal security of member states, including those related to infiltration of organized, and illegal activities, brothers and sisters. In October 2023, the European Union sought to revise regulations surrounding Caribbean CBI programs as passport holders are granted visa-free access to the EU. Yep, I was actually there. I know the Commission aims. Hold on a while. Ooh, my goodness. All right then. Anyways, in October 2023, the European Union sought to revise regulations surrounding CBI Caribbean CBI programs as passport holders are granted visa-free access to the EU. The Commission aims to simplify the process for the suspension of visa travel from the countries that offer citizens to foreigners. So, brothers and sisters, it's very interesting right there. Let's go. You can read it yourself. But our national economic prosperity hinge on the business or on the robust of our CBI program. Terry Drew, the Prime Minister of St. Kitts, said in December, this program must be protected at all costs. Pretty much so. Prime Minister Dominica Roosevelt said that the citizens of the island have benefited more from CBI compared to any other country. What? Oh, you mean building house? That is what you're talking about? Building house is what you're talking about? Everything is going down. There's nothing working for Dominicans. Employment rising. Everything going up. But you're talking about building house for people? What benefit is there to the people if the people cannot afford and they still don't have jobs? You give them house and they still cannot afford to even stay in the very house. That's why you're not giving them to pay rent. You're talking about where there's some fee or something to maintain the area, maintenance fee. You know the people cannot support it, and you're talking about the people of Dominica have benefited. You see how people are playing on words? There's no factories being built. There's nothing of that sort to actually help the people. Yet you come in and tell me, why wasn't there? All you need to bring me in. I know some of you watching my videos. All you need to bring me inside there. Bring me there. So when the government says certain things, I can be like, oh, no. You might want to take it easy on that one. Right there. Prime Minister of Dominica Roosevelt said that the citizens of the island have benefited more from CBI compared to any other country in the world. That's because you're building houses for people while destroying the economy. You're making them dependent on you. It's very clear to see. It's not any hearsay that there. You're making the people dependent on you. You're killing the economy and then you're providing for them and then you're saying the CBI program that does and that. I wonder if that system can be used to wash money as well. You build houses. You see these houses cost this amount. and it didn't cost that amount, and then you take the rest of the monies. So money is being billed for people, true, but you also collecting on your end as well. That doesn't sound right at all. There is no there's no country in the world, and I say so without any fear of contradiction, no country in the world where the citizens have benefited more from CBI, the CBI program. He said there is no country in the world who can show you more visible signs of CBI investment. The CBI investments, well, what are you talking about? You're talking about the hotels and businesses that you think, which of course is beneficial to some people, this few people, not everybody, few people, and then a few people get jobs in these certain hotels and so forth. But the main beneficiary that he's talking about is on the basis of building houses for people. That is not a benefit to the people. It's like saying somebody give you a house for you to stay in. Yes, that's nice, but you don't have money to feed yourself because the economy is not doing well, or you barely surviving. Can you imagine somebody building a house for you and you barely surviving? You're barely surviving. The things that the country have, build some factories. Everybody knows that Dominica is an agricultural nation. Everybody knows this. Yet still there's little to nothing being done for agriculture. I remember watching the budget. I still have the budget somewhere. Budget for agriculture in 2023 was $15 million. How much of that was used? Less than 25% was used. And we know Dominica is an agricultural nation. We're selling stuff to Antigua, getting markets for the very products that we give them. They turn it into something else and they dishing it out. So don't you think that we can do these things, make more money in that regard? None of this is happening. But you're talking about building houses for people, or giving hotels money from CBI, and then the people who give money through the CBI, they have a stake in it. They have a stake in it. This is why I mentioned they talk about the Russian individual from Kepinski and a number of individuals. Boy, I tell you, it's something else, eh? It is truly something else. If the EU were to fully crack down on these programs and their sale of so-called golden passports, it may ruin some of these island nations. I think the EU definitely needs to crack down on it, at least for a year. At least for a year, well, for a year, crack down on it for a year. I myself beneficial to a number of Caribbean people to travel, you know, free up themselves, go different places. But when people are doing corruption in the place, brothers and sisters, or alleged to be doing corruption, these things need to be rectified. It's literally stated right there. Let me go up for you guys. I'll post this article in this thing. Look it right there, brothers and sisters. It is said at the time of the report, 88,000 passports have been sold by these 5 countries, with Dominica selling 34,500 around there, which is 4 times more than what the government of Dominica has publicly reported. It is not gazetted, brothers and sisters. So there's some fishy cocoa macaque going on. And EU is on it. Dominicans might want to play bad. Just like when they come in and say, oh, Dominica is really resilient nation, or going to be the #1 climate resilient nation. When you do not, absolutely not. They tell people about building with screws instead of nails, which makes sense, yes. But if you're trying to build a really resilient nation, it's talking about passing thing underground and all those kind of things there. Very little was done. You're talking about the #1 climate resilient nation. Really? Really? A few years ago, they took away bags and stuff. Who giving more bag now, brothers and sisters? They want to be giving people straw, and they serving the juice in a plastic, cup. Boy, you getting paper straw, you know, brothers and sisters, and they serving you the drink in a plastic cup. Sometimes it's interesting, brothers and sisters. Anyways, guys, what are your thoughts, man? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below, guys. I'll leave this article so you guys can read it for yourself. But all I know, based off what I clearly see here, and this is the part that stood out for me, 34,500, 4 times the amount of what has been reported. It's half of what the 5 countries have raised because of the low selling point. So when the OCCRP came out and stated that Dominica has sold way more passports than it was led to believe. In Dominica, they came and said these things, and they went to the Prime Minister to have a conversation. If the Prime Minister didn't want to talk to those people, he didn't want to talk to those people. I think there was a report stating that on DNO, the Prime Minister didn't want to talk to those people. And then say these people can come and talk to him. But if you come in to talk to you and you're not coming to talk to them, what? Brothers and sisters, what are your thoughts, man? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below. But the EU put their regulation. I think EU doesn't play now. You see what Britain do? You see what the UK do? UK leave the EU to show them who's boss. And then Dominica want to mess around and send people when it deny them. Ban visa free for Dominica one time. EU come in and report. But brothers and sisters, the main concern of this is not the other Caribbean islands, it's Dominica. The main concern is Dominica right there. Because Dominica have half of the things and they're selling it low. That's why they want to bring up the prices. This concern high. Well, he doesn't read between the lines for you to understand what's going on. I mean, even if you don't know what's going on behind closed doors, you read between the lines, brothers and sisters, and you can see. You can clearly see. Oh my goodness gracious. I don't know. Anyways, brothers and sisters, what are your thoughts, man? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below. Don't forget to check out the previous reaction I did on the Mr. Leaks reaction, guys. And of course, thanks so much for tuning in to another Brbptv reaction vibrations, brothers and sisters. It's about Mr. Leaks. Remember, guys, be real. Don't forget to thumbs up this video, hit that like button, brothers and sisters. And of course, do what? Subscribe and turn on that post notification so you can get all the videos as they tend to come through. It's about Mr. Leaks on this heavy Brbptv. I'll see you guys in the next one. Remember, guys, be real, be positive.